recording.
Today we're going to be tying the Carp Kryptonite. This fly developed mainly to catch carp, but soon has developed to be a fly that can catch all sorts. And to tie this fly, use the SL45 bonefish size 6 hook, accompanied by small dazzle eyes, dumbbell eyes. We use size 140 denier ultra thread tan in color. You're going to use orange grizzly legs, hare's ice dub rust color, red marabou, and ginger leech yarn. So for starters, we place the hook on the vise, take our thread, place it on the hook, wrap it towards the back, and we stop more or less where the barb would end. It's already bending on this hook, so it's fine. Stop off there. And we take the thread back. You don't need to keep it nice and neat. More or less to about an eye and a half, 2 eyes length away from the eye itself. And then we take one of these dazzle eyes, small dumbbell eyes, place it on top of the hook. We do the figure of 8, we put it across there, 2 wraps, and it's secure enough. Turn the vise so it's easier if you have a rotary vise. Go on the other side so it starts straightening out on the hook shank. Keep it there. Do the opposite side. As many turns as you do on one side, do to the other side so it keeps it nice and straight. Once you've got that, what we do is turn it straight, pull the thread underneath the dumbbell eyes 2 to 3 times, just to keep the thread nice and easy. Pull it to the front and start to the back. Take the thread all the way here now. Stop where we stopped earlier. Now we're going to grab some red marabou. Now, don't take too much. Be selective of the marabou that you want. Okay? So take about, let's say, 2 fingers thickness of it. Pull it off. Snip it off that end piece from the feather itself. Place it on top of the hook with a pinch wrap. 2 pinch wraps to secure it on the hook. 1, 2, nice and secure. Hide all of that stuff down. Then what we're going to do now is you're going to pull your thread with your index finger, pull down, and you're going to create a loop. And you tie that around there now. Once that's tied down about 4 times around, take your bobbin, wrap it around this loop of thread that you just created about 3 times. Pull towards the hook, tie it down. Then bring the bobbin to the front. Okay? After that is done, just try and hide away that thread. Keep it there, it's going to be very important. What we do now is, since we have got a rotary vise, it's going to aid you with tying in the legs for the Carp Kryptonite. So, put it upside down. And then we're going to take these grizzly barred orange legs. Okay, now don't go directly behind the dumbbell eyes. Let's say about halfway on the shank of the hook. And you're going to take about, call it about 2 centimeters of the leg. It doesn't really matter since you will be cutting it afterwards to your preferred length. What we do is we put the leg through there onto the place it on top of the hook. Just do 1 wrap for now for starters to keep it in place, and push it to the side of the hook. Keep it to the side. As you can see there, it's on the side. Keep it there, and then you do 2 or 3 more wraps on it. Make sure that it stays on the side and it doesn't start winding down. It must stay on the side of the hook. There, and as you tighten it, you'll start seeing the leg starts protruding more. And that's fine. Then what you do is snip it off. I prefer doing one leg at a time. Do the same on the opposite side. I prefer doing one leg at a time due to the fact that I can get the definition that I want per leg. Okay. 1 wrap, 2 wraps, start tightening it, but make sure that you keep the legs going to the spot that you want it to go. Once that is nice and secure, chop that off, wrap it forward, and not right behind the eyes, but let's say about 1 dumbbell eye away from the dumbbell eyes. Put another pair of legs, but shorter this time, shorter legs. Don't want 2 pairs of long legs. Make sure that these will also stay on the side. And you pull, they're perfect. Just like that. So that is there. Chop that one off and do the same. You don't have to worry about the length necessarily, you just have to know that the front legs have to be shorter than the back legs. And while you're tying them down, they don't have to be necessarily shorter as you put them there. But you can chop them off at a later stage. Okay, once those legs are done, you can return your vise to its original position. And as you can see, besides this little piece of thread here that I'm going to show you what to do, you can see those legs are sitting nicely on the sides of the hooks there. Okay, with that now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a hackle pliers. Okay, take all pairs of hooks, or legs, pinch them with a hackle pliers so you can keep them out of the way. Put them over the dumbbell eyes, okay, so they stay out of your way. Then with this loop, open it up like that, and you're going to take that hare's eye stub, that rust color, you're going to take small bits, tiny little bits, shove it in there, in that loop, at a time. The reason I prefer make it, it's almost as if you're making your own dubbing brush. The reason why is, with this, the fibers stand out more, it becomes more buggy. And especially for carp, the buggier the fly is, the more fibers sticking out, it's got more water retention, a lot of oxygen bubbles stuck in it. It's very attracting to the fish. So that's what exactly you want. So after you put the dubbing in, twist it. Now you grab another hackle plier, hold it underneath there so it doesn't unwind. Turn there. You can start dubbing. But now pay attention. Cover the thread of all the materials that you've tied up. When you get to where your first pair of legs are, don't wind over it. Get your hackle pliers. Release the longer pair of legs. There you go. Trap the shorter ones. Okay. And you go, make sure you're holding those legs in the position you want them to stay with the dubbing. Make sure you're covering all those little mistakes, such as your thread, your marabou that's red, okay, with the dubbing. Release the other pair of legs. You take the dubbing, you can take it off the hackle plier now, it's not too important. You wrap that there. Now you're going to wrap around the dumbbell R and there. Since now your thread is over there, you're going to tie that off, just 2 or 3 wraps. Make sure when you're cutting this off, you follow the thread itself. Chop that off, pull it straight, make it in line, take the dubbing, nice and easy. Just 2 more wraps so you can see where the line is behind your dumbbell R's. And now you're going to take your leech yarn. Okay, now bear in mind this leech yarn has got 3 threads. There's a finer thread there, and then there's 2 thicker ones. You have to tie both of them down or else it's going to come loose. So with a pinch wrap, 1 pinch wrap, 2 pinch wrap, nice, down. You can pull it down if you want it further, but not needed. Put 2 or 3 more wraps, hard, nice tight wraps so it secures. Don't worry about all these fibers that are sticking out. If they chap anything, we'll show you just now how to loosen them out. Okay, so you just wrap, do about 3 or 4 turns depending how many fibers you want sticking out of this fly. Okay, just like that. And then what you do is just go through the middle of the dumbbell R's, 1 wrap in the front there, take your thread, 1, 2, 3. You can chop this off now. Just neaten up the front part here now. Modern traditional way of whip finishing is using a whip finishing tool, still my preferred method. Whip finish it nicely there. Done. And you cut off your thread. Now this is where we start making the Carp Kryptonite look what it's supposed to. Now you take the sharp end of the thread, don't stab it right into the fly, just underneath where these fibers are slightly trapped, and you pull up. See, like underneath there's a lot of trapped fibers there. Just loosen them up so the legs can return to their original spot. So they're placing, and you see a lot of fibers start popping out. And this is what you want. These fibers, even if the fly is not moving, these fibers are moving in the water for you, which creates life. And that's what you want. That's a little pattern that's supposed to imitate a shrimp or crab. It's a little pattern that has proved very effective for me. There we go. And now what you can do is you can cut to the preferred length the legs that you want, like the front legs. You can make them shorter just by chopping them off, pulling them together. And the back legs, you don't want these legs to be too long, any of these legs too long, due to the fact that if it gets too long, the carp will rather take the legs to the marabou or anything else. And now what we do is to finish off the fly completely, take the marabou in between 2 fingers, never cut marabou, pinch it, gives it a natural look still. And that is how we finish off the Carp Kryptonite. That's basically it. Go ahead, give it a shot, and I hope it catches you the next big one. Thank you very much.